Welcome back to another episode of Let's Go Hunt, the punting podcast where I can't scroll up fast enough. Brought to you by Friendship and Rainbows. Tonight we have Vince Yates, who's raising a monster, but in a good way. Dave Packard. Yep. Mike Gonsalves, peacefully free of duck and powered by the power of power. I am Sam Alexander. Tonight we're sitting around the campfire with big bucks and not ducks and a buddy named Lou French.
Hi, Lou.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the show.
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I'm existing.
Yeah,
You know, I've got to give you credit. You hung out with us for 10 minutes before the show and didn't just flee screaming. So
yeah, well,
he did twice before you guys showed up, but I think
This
that
is
was
true.
user error.
yes.
Oh no, my connection's going bad. Dick.
so it was Lou
Bye-bye.
roboting. Got it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
to leave.
So, Lou, we will discuss, but right now we have pressing matters.
Well, he's a cliffhanger right
Okay.
now.
He is.
Big bucks take precedent. We're good.
mhm.
Oh,
And not
is
ducks.
this my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay.
Well,
We had
Wow.
absolutely no
Shine.
segue whatsoever there. Just like, here, Vince, go.
Just like there's something else.
Well, it's
Crickets.
it's that time you played like basketball as a kid, and you're just minding your own damn business. The ball's on the other side of the court. You're fucking staring at the ceiling going, I wonder if there's cobwebs up there. And then next thing you know, somebody's throwing the ball into your chest, and you're just like,
Yeah, I didn't like running, so I would always stand underneath the basket that I was supposed to score on and wait for people to like hurl the ball at me and then just miss layup after layup.
What's basketball?
So my oldest boy, when he was in rec ball, he had one job, and it was to go from here to here, and that's all that little bastard did was just. I mean, could have fucking swiped a ball, but he had a mission. He had to stand in a certain spot on the certain side of the court, and that's what his job was. And that's all he fucking did.
was his job to be in the way?
He
that's what
was
they
in the
gave
way.
me.
Like, he damn near tripped a ball carrier on the other team. I was like, dude, go get that.
That's what they made me, was a wing guard, and my whole job was just to pretty much I accept one pass and pass it back out, or I just be in the way and
So
try
I'm
not,
gonna
to foul my own team. I was in fourth grade, so I can be excused for being a small child with anger issues. I fouled one of my own teammates on the way to foul another opposing player. I was
that's
really
foul.
pissed off that kid stole my ball.
If you were playing water basketball, that'd be a waterfowl. So I'm gonna segue this and pass
You just
this off
ruined it.
back to Vince. Vince, why are you raising a little monster? What is happening?
I don't know. That last comment just froze my brain.
And then I tend to do that.
Like,
Yeah.
right, it's Bulgogi now. Brain Bulgogi.
Brain yogi.
Yeah, so I got a little monster in his, and he's been out doing stuff. So this last week I'm at work, right, and I get
Yeah.
a picture from my wife, and I'm like, okay, picture from wife. What could this be? And I open the thingamajig, and it's my son standing there with a squirrel. I'm like, how did that turd get a squirrel? Because he had asked me the week before, like, Dad, do you think a BB gun? Do you think my BB gun would kill a squirrel? I'm like, probably not. You shouldn't try that. Well, next thing I know, I get a picture of him holding a squirrel in his BB gun with a, really pleased look on his face. I was like, well, guess I was wrong. And then I get some nice pictures of him cleaning the squirrel because all his mother did was look up a video and hand him her phone. And he cleaned out that squirrel and decided, you know what? I've got everything a mess already. I'm going to go find another squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back 5 minutes later with another squirrel.
Good for him.
Bro.
I like the way he thinks.
I can't even shoot a bunny when I want to.
Yeah, he was telling me how far away the first one was. He's like, Dad, it was 17 yards. I went and got my rangefinder and I ranged it. Like, there's no way you shot a squirrel at 17 yards with a BB gun. Like, I'm just not buying this. And he went on like, I was standing right here and it was right up there in that tree. I'm like, I guess.
So the
Like-
fall killed it.
Well, actually, squirrels
And
can
knocked it
survive terminal
unconscious.
velocity.
Aw.
but he shot it in the ass and it fell out of the tree, the first one at least. And he
Texas
fell out of the
headshot.
tree, and while it was like writhing on the ground, he ran up and popped it in the back of the head at point blank range. I was like, well, that'll do it. And then apparently the other one was coming right for him, and he shot it square in the head, like one shot kill on that one.
It's coming right for me.
Yeah. So he's got something figured out. He knows how to clean a squirrel, and I was like, hey, why don't you can we have some squirrel dumplings? And he's like, no, we're making spaghetti. Like,
Oh my god.
It's a kid with a plan. I
Like,
love it.
he's like, I killed it. I get to decide what we make with it. I'm like, fine. It's actually pretty
He's
good.
got a point.
I mean,
It's got a point.
imagine like very, very tiny pulled pork is kind of how it turned out, but it tastes pretty good in the spaghetti. So that
I hear squirrel is quite delicious, to be honest.
it was pretty good. You could not.
Mhm.
There was nothing weird about it, other than I found some tiny little bones every now and then. But that's going to happen with a tiny little animal. And roasting the meat first, and then you got to pull it all apart.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Oh, yep,
Good for
yep.
him, man.
Squirrel number one. Yeah.
Fan-
No, wait, that's
When you
squirrel
put-
number two.
When you put that yellow circle, you really should have put like the smiley face on it.
I did.
I wanted to, but I was in a hurry.
Okay.
The pictures I have that I shared had the smiley faces and stuff on.
Yeah.
Them. Actually,
You should
that
have
one.
done the red light, green light doll from Squid Game.
No, this one, it's like that little like blank face one with like the little squinty eyes and the straight line across there. Like, anyway,
The face I make you guys make with my jokes.
yeah, that one.
No, I do the vomit one when you do those. Little vomit emoji. More my style.
So
So,
he's into killing the squirrels now.
What kind of BB gun was that?
That's the Walmart Henry Golden Boy look-alike BB gun.
Oh
Yeah. Those are cool. That's what I
They
thought
are
it was.
cool.
Those are cool.
They're very cool. I got it for him
Um,
because it's cool. Now I just need to. I think I need to, find something that kills squirrels more efficiently. Though he's like,
We've,
Dad, you need to go get me pellets now. I was like, yeah.
Hey, Dad,
I've
go buy
done-
me ammo.
I've done that BB gun pellet gun for our youth giveaway at the Pheasants Forever for a
Mhm.
couple years.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a fun little thing. I think
Oh,
he
yeah.
got that last Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So that was middle of last week, I think, and then this Saturday rolled around, and this Saturday was the opening day of our rifle season for whitetail here in Oklahoma. And I had to work that morning, and I made arrangements. So my wife brought me my son and my equipment, and I picked him up that afternoon. And we got out in the deer blind about 3:30 at the other property that I hunt on north of here, and we sat there until it was dark and saw absolutely nothing. It's like, well, all right. We got Thanksgiving with my parents tomorrow. We'll go sit out behind the house, and if something shows up before we have to go down to Texas, we'll shoot that, and then we'll take care of it. And so we get up in the morning, we go sit out behind the house. I'm just taking pictures, enjoying the morning. We get out there, it's really foggy, like really foggy. And I'm taking pictures of the boy because I got the rifle out there that's, I've been playing with. It's real cool. And I got the new optic on it and everything. And I look over to my left. It's right at sunup, but you can't tell because we're back in the woods and it's, foggy as all get out. And on the other side of the fence, on the other side of the property, I see movement. And I see a deer moving from, I'm assuming it's a deer at that point, and then I quickly confirmed that, yeah, it's a deer. It's moving from left to right. And I can see through there, but I can't shoot through there because that's not my property. But it passes, I go, okay, like, buddy, there's a deer over there. He's like, okay, yeah, I see it. I was like, okay, cool. And it passes through our line of sight. And then I hear it jump. I was like, okay, now I don't know if it was on this side of the fence and jumped over and is leaving, or was on the other side of the fence and is now coming this way. So it's like, okay, buddy, get behind the gun. And he's like, okay. And he kind of gets it up. Like, no, get behind the gun. Get it up to your shoulder. Get behind the scope and sit here and wait. Because if it comes this way, I want you to be ready and not moving around. And so, like, we're sitting there for, it seems like forever. It's probably 10 seconds. And he's like, Dad, can I take the safety off? I was like, no, there's nothing. We don't see anything yet. He's like, no, I see it. I see it. And I was like, bullshit. You don't see it. There's nothing. It's not there yet. He's like, no, I see it. It's right there. Can I take the safety off? And then I see a leg move, and I'm like, oh, take the safety off. And this deer walks out into our shooting lane, into the kill zone, stops and looks right at us, like directly at us. I'm like, shoot him. And it seemed like forever in between me going, shoot him, and hearing, you know, the boy drop the hammer, but I think it was maybe a second and a half, and he shoots, deer kicks, and runs off to our right. And I was like, that's kind of weird. I mean, he kind of runs off, but not real fast. He doesn't plow away and like plow into the ground. He runs off almost like he was shot, you know, through the lungs with a broadhead, and then stops. I was like, okay, that's a good sign, because he didn't just blow out of the country. And then he takes 3 steps to his right and plows into the ground, and he's just laying there. I'm like, yes.
Nice.
And my son's like, can we get down? And I'm looking over at the deer. I'm like, wait a minute. No, we're not getting down yet, because I can see his belly, and I can't see really well, but I can see this little line of white expanding and contracting, and expanding and contracting. Like, he's still breathing. We need to sit here a little bit longer. And we sat there for a couple of minutes. My son's boiling over. And when I finally could look up and see, like, he's not breathing anymore, like, okay, we can get down. And we get down, and my son's like, Dad, I want to go to where he was when I shot him. I want to follow the blood trail. I'm like, okay, sure. Like we can see the deer. It's 60 yards that direction. But he's like, I want to go follow the blood trail. I'm like, let's go follow the blood trail. So we walk up there. We find where he was, where he dug into the ground when he took off, and you know, there's just blood everywhere. And at one point, I'm like trying to look around and see stuff, and look up, and the boy's like leaving, and I'm like, are you even following the blood trail? Well, yes, he was. I thought he was just like running off through the woods, like woohoo. And
How old is he?
he is 10, almost 11.
Nice.
So, but we get up there, and here I'll go back. I'll share my screen.
Oh, I was gonna say I have pictures loaded.
Do you have my pictures with the boy?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you have the ones that don't include his face?
indeed.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Go ahead and share those. Share that one.
Okay, so there's that one.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love the leaf.
that's that. So he's killed 2 deer so far. The first was a spike last year that I was really proud of. That was a public land deer. And this one was just out behind the house, like my other 2 deer this year that are like gangbuster deer. And yeah, I'm just real happy. I'm so happy
yeah.
the boy connected on that, and he just got out there, he listened, he made a good shot, and then like things just went well. I was using the GT30 rifle in 308, some Federal Fusion 150 grains, which are interesting because, you know, we got out there, we took all the pictures. Mama came out and took a look, and so did his sister. She came out and took a look at it. And then I gutted him, and after I gutted, we started looking at, you know, the wound and everything, trying to figure out, you know, why the deer ran that far. Because I thought, like, 308, this should, you know, put him down pretty quick, but he still kicked and ran. And so my son hit him a little bit high because he thought he was closer. He thought he was about 35 yards. He was at 45, almost 50. And so he hit a little bit high, missed heart, got, like, all of the lungs from front right to back left, got straight lung. And that bullet just plowed a hole through the lungs, you know, like a little 1.5 inch hole, and that was about it. So, I mean, it is a tough. I recall reading that the Federal Fusions are tough bullets, and you know, at a relatively low velocity from a 16-inch barrel and something the size of deer. it didn't quite expand as violently as I would have liked. So I haven't gotten around to reloading for that yet. So that's another thing. Yep. That's my kids. My two
Mhm.
oldest standing next to the deer strung up there behind the house.
Did the bullet take out the aorta or anything, or was it nothing but lung?
No, it was nothing but lung. It went kind of high into the shoulder, like it didn't get the very front lobe of the right lung. It got like the second lobe, and then out the very back of the left lung. No gut. It's got no gut in there.
Well, that's awesome.
If you zoom
Just-
in, can you see, is that the entrance wound, like right about eye level with your daughter, that little tuft of fur that's
That's the
Shoveled.
exit.
okay.
When you sent that video, I was like, oh yeah, that is lung butter all
Mhm.
over the ground right there.
Yeah, that was my initial like. He got the lung. Okay.
Yep.
Let's look. Yeah. But I'd be comfortable with that bullet on something heavier like elk. Like I'd be
Mhm.
just the amount of penetration and the wound and the way it looked. Like okay, I could use that on heavier game if I needed to. But I'll probably load up something that's a little bit more emphatic for whitetail in general. But we got it gutted, dragged up to the house, quartered out, and it's sitting in the cooler now. And we got to take Grandpa a shoulder to use for chili meat. So
Nice.
got to give
Dr.
some of
Scary
that
Guy's
away.
got a pretty good idea in the chat there. You should call Gun Talk on Sunday and tell Tom Grisham about that, or at least have Boy do it, because that would be an awesome range report. Because using the GT30,
Yeah,
as much as I
consider
don't
that.
listen to Gun Talk anymore, but it's still a great idea.
Well, that's where I heard about the GT30. So I listen on
Yeah.
occasion.
Credit is where credit is due.
Right.
Which, of course, if anyone hasn't heard, the GT30, it's a Ruger American Gen 2, but they've got iron sights on it and an extended Picatinny rail up top and bronze Cerakote, and it's actually here. Yeah, it's right here. I got the rifle right here.
It's very nice.
Those Gen 2 Rugers are really nice. I was not a fan of the original, but these Gen 2s I really like.
Oh, and I got my YHM can on there, so it was
Nice and quiet.
nice and quiet.
Now, Lou,
Not
when
su-
did the
like-
Gen 1s come out? I remember selling Ruger Americans when I worked at Cabela's a long time ago, but
Yeah, the 15 years.
okay.
Maybe
No,
not
more.
quite maybe not. Is it more?
Wait.
I mean, it's been a
What year is
while.
it? 25.
And
It
I
was
didn't like
at
'em.
least. Actually, it may be close to 20 now.
Yeah, I mean, they were the couple that I'd shot. They were all shooters, but the stocks were just garbage, and so
They-
I didn't like the feel of the stock. But I picked up a couple of these G2s, and they're really nice guns.
The stock is better. I mean, it's still the same polymer. They've changed some of the the design of the interlocking, like the structure in
Mhm.
the fore end, so it's stiffer. But
Yep.
I had one of the very first Gen 1s in 223, and the stock was just as floppy as you could.
Mush.
They were a noodle, and I didn't like
Yeah.
that at all. Yeah.
2011 is when the Gen 1 came out.
No way.
Wow.
Yes way.
Wow.
Okay.
Introduced in 2011. Production started January 2012.
Well, I mean, that's the same gun that we were selling at Cabela's with a, what was it? A cheap Vortex on top, I think, for like $450.
Tough to beat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love my Gen 1. There's some things that I don't like about it. Like the Gen 2 has fixed, which is like the 3-position safety. Because
I think
my
that's
bolt
number
does-
one.
My bolt does fucking flip open quite
Yeah.
often, and that is fucking irritating. But my Gen 1, it's 6.5 Creed in the Go Wild, so it's got a little bit heavier profile barrel
Mhm.
with a brake on it. It's half MOA at 500. So
Mhm.
Oh,
I-
and before we get too far from it, I did before the deer got there, like right at legal shooting light, half hour before official sunrise. I grabbed the rifle from the kid and looked through the fiber dot scope
Mhm.
just to kind of see, where how well I could see downrange and where that where in the zoom it started to really choke down and affect how well you could see through it. And it turns out if you keep it at about 4.5 power, it's all about the same. But you turn it up to 6, you do lose a little bit of your low light, but
Yeah.
it was not bad. Like you could still see through it at legal shooting light, which is interesting because where I sit down there, it's in under the trees, and also we had the fog out, so it was darker than normal. And I could still see. And a lot of times I lose the ability to make out stuff at about 5 minutes before legal light is gone in the evenings.
Mm-hmm.
So it did pretty good in the lower light. I think I just had it set at 3 power because I wanted I wanted him to be able to see, have good eye box and all that. So I checked it during the low light situation, and it did pretty good.
Man, what a perfect scope for that particular hunt.
I think it matches the short light 308 very well.
Yeah.
I like the matchup there.
I wish Bob was here because he's not, but thanks to Bob for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because that's amazing. And
That's
Dave's
a-
currently
that's a-
holding his up too.
That's a cute little scope. I like it.
Yeah. It is fucking light. It's,
It is.
19 ounces. Yeah, 19.4 ounces. So it's
Yeah.
super light and it is
like-
crystal clear. Everybody that I've shown it to was like, man, that's clear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
Bob-
as cheap as Gideon sells their optics for, the lenses are incredibly clear. Like if I would pick Gideon over like double priced Leupold's or Vortex even.
Mhm.
And
Lou, do you have any Gideons?
I don't, but I need to go look. I'm always looking for, a kind of a value priced clear optic. I don't do a ton of long range shooting, and my long range rifle's all set up. So right now I'm in the market for a scout scope or a pistol scope, and I'll go check Gideon out. They're not one that I've looked at.
That fiber optic one that Vince was talking about, the one Dave was just holding up, he sent me one too. It's going to be put on a 10 mil high point carbine, and I'm going to take Beaver with it. But for a scout scope, like I'm pretty sure Vince can just attest to it right now. I could see it being very, very useful for that.
So this scope here, this is an
Mhm.
older Burris
Mhm.
Yep.
2-7 compact.
Is
And
that an
it's-
actual scout scope or
No,
pistol scope?
it's not. This is a rifle scope.
Okay.
It is by far my favorite rifle scope.
Mm.
I've just swapped it off our rifle for some for an IR scope, but they don't make this one anymore. But I still troll eBay because you can find them for about $90, and whenever I find one on eBay, I just buy it. Because I've had this on some just rifles that just kick, there's no recoil problems with this one, and their new 2-7 is a couple ounces heavier than this one. It's a small.
That's what, a 32 mil?
Yeah, it's a 32 in the
Yep.
front, but this scope kind of same idea of that
Yeah.
Gideon, but
Right.
that is my favorite rifle scope.
Yeah, I
except
like that.
You get down to 1 power, and it's like it really looks like a red dot. It's actually just under 1x at the lowest power. It's like maybe 0.95 point somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Which it seems to be a thing with LPVOs that start at 1. 1x is not 1. It's
Very
slightly
few.
smaller.
I think very few actually achieve like a true 1x. And the other problem is as you adjust your eyepiece, as you adjust your eyepiece for your own like vision, it's going to adjust the zoom just a tiny bit. So even if they did make a true 1x, it's going to change if you go messing with the eyepiece.
That makes sense.
So Vince, just a comment on the Fusion bullet. My favorite deer rifle is a 260 Remington. So it's basically the 308 neck down to 26 caliber,
Indeed.
which is ballistically identical to a 6.5 Creedmoor. I've shot whitetail and mule deer with both the Fusion, and I got the same results you did, and I didn't like it. So I switched to the Federal, I think it's their SST. And that,
SST is Hornady. I don't know.
no,
if,
so it's
or are you
the
talking about something else?
whatever their Federal's ballistic tip type bullet is.
I don't know what they load.
When I disappeared, I was looking for a box, and I don't have a box. But it's so I shoot 130 grain this Federal bullet, which is basically Federal's Nosler ballistic tip, and the terminal performance on that is fantastic. I would not shoot an elk with it. It is not anywhere near big enough. But I shot 2 whitetails with it about 2 weeks ago. Missed the front shoulder both times, took out the heart both times, and when you removed the front shoulder from the carcass, it was bloodshot.
Ugh, yeah.
Like
Dang.
it was. So I didn't ruin any meat, but the terminal ballistic and the exit hole was like that, and it was. I really prefer that bullet over the Fusion for deer.
Kind of reminds me of the spike that my son shot last year. It was with a 5.56 using a 75 grain Hornady hollow point, and he shot it right in the heart, and there was the largest piece of the heart I found was about the size of a $50 coin. It was just gone.
Did it make
gone?
Was
That's
there any?
hard to
Was
believe.
there wasn't an exit wound? Was there?
Actually, we got an exit on that one. I
Alright.
mean, it had enough to get out.
Yep.
I've shot them with that, and sometimes it exits, sometimes it doesn't, and
Yep.
I don't mind it when it doesn't. It's fine.
I'm
Especially for deer.
I'm a big fan of 2 holes. I
More bleeding.
I want to leave all the energy you can, but
Big fan, huh?
I'm a big fan.
So writing that down.
Yep.
Fan of 2 holes.
Fan of 2
Um,
holes.
hole.
I'm
Yeah,
with
that-
you,
that
Lou. I
ballistic
use
tip-
180 grain 30-06s on literally everything. Pronghorn,
Spud.
elk.
That sounds like the old style ballistic tip because Nosler said, "Hey, don't use the ballistic tip on elk," and people went and did it anyway, and they complained, and then they had to beef up the ballistic tip because people were going to use it on elk no matter what. I've shot deer with the old style one, and it's a grenade of a bullet, and it does a lot of damage.
Mhm.
But it's yeah. I
Gotta
shot
stay
one
away.
with the
You got to stay away from that shoulder. You're not getting an ounce of meat off of it.
the one time the one I remember is I shot so it was opening morning of 2014, and I shot an 8-point buck with a 300 Savage with a 150 grain ballistic tip, but he was heavily quartering towards me, and I made a bad shot. The bullet passed underneath his right shoulder and out behind his right shoulder, in between the shoulder and the rib cage. Never penetrated the rib cage. It just went through underneath that shoulder. He went down anyway. Like it did enough damage that he just dropped. And then I go out there to try and, start doing stuff, and he gets up and starts running off. Like, wait a minute. Get back here.
Hold on a second. Come back.
Yeah, he caught another one at the base of the skull for that, but it still did enough damage that he went down immediately like, "Oh, I am hurt. I am very much hurt." So
Can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah.
All right. Share screen.
It's not a question of will we allow it. It's a question of are you capable.
Well, and that truly is the obstacle. So
Also, it's a question of how much money are we going to get for what picture sharing? Like, are these something we can sell later?
so can you see? Can
Are they
you
feet?
see this? Can you see this picture here?
Not yet.
All right, let me go back. Share screen again. All right, here we go.
I think Sam or Dave has to approve it.
Yeah.
Well,
as
it's
soon
on-
as it pops
yeah.
up.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to click the little screen with the plus.
Okay. Oh, yep. There's more steps than I thought. Well, you're
Yep.
right. It's
There we
operator
go.
error. All right, there we go.
Hey,
So-
look, it's us. Hey.
So there you go. So this is my 260 Encore, and it's a deer and antelope slaying machine. And I took the top half of his hard off, and he went about 15 yards. So,
Mm.
yeah, it was a great shot.
Sounds
Yeah,
about
that's
right.
awesome.
Okay, so now I got to do
I got you.
You got
you
it.
got me? All right, got it.
Yep.
All right.
All right, so I have a question, and this is, I think I'm on board with everything, but for the audience, you're talking about the fusion. You guys are talking about the Nosler fusion bullet, correct? And then
No.
when you're talking about the ballistic tip, you're talking about the
It's not really the ballistic tip.
I was talking about the old actual Nosler ballistic tip. The
Mhm.
Federal Fusion is not made by Nosler. I don't know. I think Federal actually may make that. I'm
Mhm.
not sure who makes it, but that's a branded bullet for Federal.
well.
So that's not a Nosler, as
what
far
is-
as I know.
Oh wait, yeah, I think you're right. That's what I was trying to get at, Vince. I think you're right. I was thinking that the fusion was the updated Nosler. Hear me out before you tell me I'm wrong. I thought it was the updated Nosler partition, but that's the AccuBond. So fusion, I'm guessing, is pretty similar to the AccuBond.
They've mentioned something about it being bonded, but not really
The back half is fused
in the Fusion.
in the fusion. The back half is
Okay.
fused. Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Because I understand how the partition works, but
So they can actually chemically bond the lead core to the copper jacket.
So you know, like
oh.
your lower back, Mike.
All right, I get it. Thanks, Vince.
It's bonded to
Mike's
his
lower
pelvis.
back is.
You're
going
saying
in
I'm
your
better
gut.
for penetration that way?
Never mind. Mike's lower back is
Okay,
not
that's
going in
off
the
the
show
table.
titles.
Nope.
It's worse. It's so much worse.
This is Vince's fault.
No, this is your fault.
It's definitely
So,
Vince's fault.
Vince
we're-
did not take it there.
While we're furiously googling about federal bullets,
I am, and I'm not.
I-
I'm not seeing the one that I'm talking about.
I'll finish up on
Yeah.
if you're interested about the Gideon, and this is not an ad spot, but Gideon has been great. And this 1-6 Guardian, I got it. I haven't put it on anything yet. I think it's going to go on a 22.
That'll be a
But,
nice one.
Yeah. So a prairie dog slaying machine.
Mhm.
But let me share real quick. There we go. So it's $2.99 right now. If you use our coupon code of moist, it takes it down to $2.69. And there's the little fiber dot right
Nice.
there, right in the middle, and it
Uh-huh.
is so clean. I mean, and
So
nifty
when-
thing
My stigmatism still makes it bloom out.
really.
It does. Yeah.
Do you only see
Oh.
the dot when you have enough ambient light to illuminate it?
No, that
it's
is what the
illuminated.
battery powers.
So when it says fiber, it's not fiber optic
No,
in the sense that it's a fiber optic gathering light. It is a so the reason it's a full crosshair and it's not just like a floating reticle is there is, per my understanding, a tiny little fiber optic wire going right through the middle of that.
Yep.
That emits the light from the emitter, the electrical emitter.
That's why you can get
That's
such
still
a
battery
super
power, and that's why it's
tiny
super
dot.
bright. Because
Yeah.
it's not using an emitter somewhere in the optic to basically shoot a little beam out. It's actually
Yep.
Okay, so I was looking
Very
for
simple.
the like fiber optic light gatherer like the ACOG has, and I was like,
No,
I
No,
don't
it is not
understand how
that.
this is. I am confused, but
no.
I knew we would talk about it. So yeah. Anyway,
It is
Lou.
a MOA reticle, not a BDC, so it's an actual MOA. It is
Mhm.
second focal plane. They do
Mhm.
have an option for first focal plane on their 1-8, but it's not the fiber dot.
Mhm.
But it's super fucking slick. And they have their optics trade-in program, as Dr. Scary Guy has mentioned. And rifle scopes, I think you get $100, or is it 50? I can't remember.
it used to be 100 for rifles, and then things changed, and like
Yeah.
you used to be able to get on Sezzle, and I don't think you can do that on Gideon anymore.
Oh, gotcha.
But you'll
Anyway.
definitely it's minimum $50 for the trade-in.
So yeah, it's a super fucking slick scope, and especially for the price, I don't think there is another scope in the class that
Mm-mm.
that is as clear as that is.
I still want Mill.
Mm. No
yeah,
way.
Mills. But I've heard that Mill is not on the way.
Yeah,
No Mills for you.
Anyway, I'm done shilling for Gideon.
sad Vince. But that's
We'll
my
never be
story
done.
of what the kid did this last week. He had
Damn.
himself a good week. Oh, and so then we decided, because we don't have anything to do on Thanksgiving besides, I guess, hunt. He's like, okay, Dad, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go up to the other property, and he's like, okay, you're going to carry in the crossbow, and I'm going to carry in the rifle, but then we're going to switch whenever we get there. And if a doe comes through, you're going to shoot it with the rifle, and then we're going to wait and see if a buck comes through, and I'll shoot it with the crossbow. I'm like,
Good.
I've raised a monster.
Yep. Here he
Somewhere
comes.
along the line, he learned how to hunt deer while I wasn't paying attention. So, yeah, that was his plan. I'm like, okay, that's what we're doing, I guess. So we're going to go try and get some more meat, see how that turns out.
Well, good luck.
Nice.
We look forward to hearing about it next week.
He still has a buck tag. Actually, he's still got he can get a buck with the crossbow and then 4 does, and I've got 2 does I can get with a rifle, and I can get 2 does with a crossbow. So there's
Jesus.
like,
And here I was lucky to get a
Christ.
goddamn buck tag and shot a forkhorn because I was lucky to get a tag.
between the two of us, we can shoot 12 deer in regular season, and then during the
Jesus.
holiday antlerless, we can shoot 2 more does each with a rifle. So we could potentially we could get 16 deer total.
So
You
it
could
sounds
pull-
like we need to invade Vince.
You could basically depopulate Colorado of deer with those tags.
Jesus Christ.
I'm invading. All right, that's enough of me. We gotta move on. This has been 36 minutes already.
Well,
I have
congrats.
Thank you.
have
It
something
was-
very brief, and then I will segue right into why we brought Lou on.
Okay, so it'll be
That's
about
Lou's
an hour.
turn.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
Lou's turn.
Lou's turn, then we'll segue to you.
Because I promise you, we will segue to you off of Lou. I promise you.
Please stop rhyming.
So, okay, that was an accidental,
So
to be fair.
Don't make the Lorax return.
So, Lou, the past few years, you have helped us with our youth pheasant hunt, and you are a man of dogs,
I love bird dogs.
specifically upland bird dogs.
Specifically upland bird dogs. Yeah, yeah.
At this moment.
at this moment, yeah, I'm a whore for whatever's hot, right?
Mhm.
So if I got back into waterfowl hunting, I'd buy a rocket ship Labrador. But right
Yep.
now I'm focusing on upland. So
Yeah.
So, tell us about your dogs. Tell us about.
So I have 2 dogs currently. I like to run a 2-dog system on upland birds, of a pointer and a retriever.
Mhm.
That stems back to the first pair of dogs I bought. I got out of college, and my wife and I moved into our house, and I think 5 days later I had my German short hair, and then 2 days later I had my Labrador. And so I trained them to hunt together. So it's basically just teaching a Labrador how to honor a point.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's you're just teaching them to hunt. Then you got to teach the Labrador to honor a point, which takes a little bit. And had great success. Shot a ton of birds over 6 states, and short hair lived till she was 16 and hunted full days until she was 12. The Labrador didn't quite last that long, but so then I didn't get. I went without dogs for a long while. Was working and traveling a lot, and it's not fair to my wife to
Mhm.
leave a puppy bird dog at home with her. So it wasn't until we moved back to Colorado. Now, I had already put money down on 1 dog, but it wasn't ready until we moved here. And so I got this time around,
Can you
instead
sizzle that?
say it again.
Can you sizzle that?
Sizzle.
That's all. So I got a wire-haired pointing Griffon. which at the time I got it was not a real popular breed. Now I see them everywhere. And they're basically a winterized short hair because it's got long hair. But if a short hair is a Maserati, this is a Willys Jeep stuck in second gear. So they're a lot more fun to hunt over. Probably shot 500 wild pheasants over this Griff. He's 10 years old now. And he's not a better bird dog than my short hair was, but he's way more fun to hunt with.
Yeah.
Because he handles really well, meaning that he doesn't hardly handle at all. At this point, I don't hardly have to do anything with him. And so I've got the traditional pointing dog. And then the other dog, I wanted a retriever to go with this one. And he's a pretty good retriever. A lot better retriever than my short hair was. And
So
yeah,
this
so there's
the
him on
Griffon.
point. Yeah, and I'll share some up close pictures of him
Yeah.
here in just a second. But so about 4 years ago, I made a horrible mistake, and I saw somebody had a Belgian Malinois that was a dropout from a bite dog program. So that means it's a working line Belgian Malinois. So it is all of the crazy things you've ever seen about a Belgian Malinois. Experiences the world through her teeth. I got bit twice today playing with her. She goes a mile a minute, is absolutely fearless, but in very short order, I convinced her job was to retrieve pheasants. And she is now a rocket ship pheasant retriever, partly just to take the wear and tear off the old Griff. So that's the Winks.
Old Winks.
So we'll get this out of the way while I'm thinking about it. So are you guys Harry Potter fans at all?
Yeah.
I mean, when I was like 12.
Yeah. Well, I had a 12-year-old when I got these dogs.
Oh yeah.
So they are named after the house elves from Harry Potter. It's Dobby and Winky. Winky does not appear in the movies, but appears in the books.
Yep.
So I now have a Dobby and a Winky, and
I know who owned Winky. That's how much of a nerd I am.
Oh, yeah, very good. Mm-hmm. Dobby and Winky in the books were actually married. So yeah. So yeah, let me show a couple pictures of them here real quick.
Oh yeah. I'm as soon as you click over to whatever you're doing, I can add you, so you don't have to re-add yourself.
Sorry, I lied.
Oh no, you're good.
I lost my Instagram. Give me just a second here.
So
Get back in.
I'd say a couple things with bird dogs, especially like what you were talking about with our youth hunt. There's a couple rules with the dogs specifically. It's 1, don't shoot the dogs, and 2, don't fuck with the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not your dogs. Don't tell them what to do.
No, because they're a lot like
That's not your dog.
whatever working dog you want to like working with a cattle
Mhm.
dog, right? They're so okay. So you can let me get back and can you share my screen, or do I need to go through this again?
I have the infinite screen share right now.
Oh, it's on the infinite screen.
click
It
that
is
button.
the mirror.
infinite screen.
It's like
It's like
Yeah,
mirrors
there
in
you
the
go.
changing room.
Okay.
where you look down, it's just
So the one here on the left here, this is my wire hair pointing Griffon, Dobby. He's now 10, and that's Winks here. And then this is one of our hunting buddies. This short hair is Carl. Carl was there at the.
Yep,
at
he was
the-
there.
Yep. So these are the 3 dogs that were there at the youth hunt. Carl is now 3. This is really the beginning of his second bird season. He's absolute nuts for feathers.
do you make dog toys out of old socks just for the joke?
So no, but I've rewarded our dogs for bringing me socks. So if they find a sock, they don't eat it. They bring it to me, and they get a carrot. So that's the deal we have. Yep.
Dobby has brought Master a sock.
Exactly. It's the other
Master
way
is
around.
now free, and
Yeah,
wait,
and Dobby is still an indentured servant. So,
dogs are
awesome.
indentured servants. It's funny. Okay.
So yeah, we've shot here. You can see how proud she is of the work that she's done. These are wild Colorado pheasants here, and she is now a pheasant homing torpedo. We used her at the youth hunt when the birds were stuck in the bush and they didn't want to come out. I'd take her. She worked with me on the leash because she'll just flush the birds wild.
Yeah.
We were there to really highlight pheasant dogs and pointers. But when the birds were stuck in a bush and the pointers couldn't get them out, we'd just release Winks and she goes in there like a pheasant homing torpedo.
Is she more vicious with the darker birds?
No,
Jesus, Vince.
no. She does not. She does not discriminate unless it's a quail. The quail come back to me.
Oh, so she's a
chewed.
speciesist.
Yes, she's a speciesist. The quail tend to come back to me a little chewed up. But the
just so squishy.
But the pheasants come back just fine. So, but yeah, she takes this job really seriously, and it was fun to.
That makes one of us.
Yeah. So last year I did not bring her. Well, I brought her, but I didn't run her with the kid.
Yeah, you didn't turn her out.
She wasn't ready.
Yeah.
She wasn't ready.
Can we also talk about your swimming adventure last year?
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's the third time in my life I've been into a pond after a dog. So yeah, last year, there's a little slough that runs along the. I'm back to the.
Oh yeah,
back
yeah.
to the chat.
There you go. Perfect.
There's a slough that runs along the right side of where we release these birds for the kids, and it doesn't look like the water should be very deep. But last year it was cold, and we shot a bird, and it went on the other side of the slough. And Dobbs jumped. There was 2 feet of ice, and then it was open. He jumped across those 2 feet, went across, got the bird, and he came back. But when he came back, of course, he couldn't it was deeper than I thought, so he couldn't put his feet down to push himself up, and he couldn't break the ice. So, whatever, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to stomp on, 2 feet of ice and then he'll be able to get up. And so I'm standing there right on the edge and I stomp down on the ice, and it's kind of thick. So I move my other foot onto the ice and I stomp again. And so I'm literally this far from the edge, and I break through and the water goes up to my armpits. I just went up to my armpits in the slough. And I've been
I
into
screamed, but no noise came out.
no. There was just a long inhale and then crying afterwards.
Understandable.
But you do this kind of hunting with dogs long enough, and this kind of stuff happens. That is not even the worst. I went into a pond where I had to break ice for 20-25 yards.
Jesus.
To get a dog out of, because they'll just panic and drown eventually.
Yeah.
And that hunt, the temperature was floating around 0. And so we literally just got the dog out, ran to the truck, ran to the nearest farmhouse, and then, you're standing there dripping mess, and you're like, I've made a horrible mistake. And luckily there were nice people, and they're like, come in and warm up.
Yeah.
Because that one was much more dangerous. But I've been into the river to get a dog too that wasn't going to be able to get up. And it's hunt bird dogs long enough, you're going to end up in those situations. I've had to get a Brittany out of a leg trap.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, she was hunting in the cattails, and all of a sudden just starts crying, and I thought the sound she was making, I thought she was dead. She was going to die. But I go tearing out there to find her, and I find her, and she's got a leg trap, and I had to pry that thing apart and lift her out of there. And those types of things happen. I've had dogs filleted open by barbed wire fences and everything else, and it's just part of what goes with it.
So what I saw a little bit of like what the training that you do on Winks, like when it was her first hunt this year, so she was still trying to get back into it. She was chewing on birds a little bit, and you pushed her lip on her tooth and made her almost seem like she was biting or hurting herself every time she bit the bird, which I thought was a unique training mechanism. What else do you do? I mean, I know there's a litany.
Yeah, there's a lot,
training,
and I've trained all my own dogs. I work with as an amateur, because I'm not a licensed dog trainer, but I help train other people's dogs too, especially if they want to start them as bird dogs. But I do a lot with
Carl.
Like Carl, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim and I worked a lot together his first 2 years, and Tim has done a really good job with him. He's just a crazy short hair that's going to take a little bit of time.
Can I just say that I love the Dobby and Winky names, but I also love the name Carl.
Carl,
right?
For a dog.
Yeah.
Carl.
For some reason, Tim always wanted to name his dog Carl. And I think the story is, as a kid, he never got to name the dog. So his first dog is a Carl. And it weirdly fits him, but yeah.
There's a Jack Russell Terrier that I interact with about daily during my line of work, and his name's Kevin.
Kevin?
It's fantastic. Anyway, please continue.
My dog's name is Bark Ruffalo.
Nice. So there's all kinds of those little tricks. Rolling for her, she brought that. So it wasn't a bird she brought to me. It was a bird she took away from one of the other dogs.
Oh.
And so when she does that, she'll be very possessive of them and won't just hand them to me, because she thinks, I think in her mind, it's like, since she's taken it, like she thinks those other dogs are going to try to come take it back. And nobody's taken anything from that dog ever. It's just not the way it works. So with her, when I didn't want her to munch that bird too hard, so I just rolled my thumb in her lip and rolled that onto one of her teeth and started pressing until she started to whine, and then I asked for the bird again. And then she just spit it out. But when I hunt with her in a group, she will bring birds to the closest person sometimes. Which is cool. I want her to do that, but I have to coach everybody up. When she brings a bird to you and you put your hand down, if she doesn't put it in your hand, don't reach out and grab it, because she's going to be cranky about it. But if she goes to put that bird in your hand, you have to say, leave it, or she will turn it into a game of tug of war. Because that's her favorite game.
Yep.
Is tug. Let me bite and pull. Right? Classic Malinois. But if you tell her to leave it, she will spit it right out into your hand immediately. But if you just grab it, don't say anything, she's like, oh, this is an invitation for my favorite game, and we're going to tear this bird into pieces. So most hunting dogs are not like that. They're more than willing to give it up to you when they get there, and she will. But if you don't tell her to leave it,
well, to be fair, most people don't use Malinois for hunting. They use
True.
those for chasing people.
Yeah.
True.
Imagine my surprise last year when he brought out Winks, and I was like, son of a bitch. Fuck. I'm going to get bited.
Yeah. And she's intense. She's super intense. And we're talking about, you know,
This
how
dog
much
just
I
retrieved a drug mule.
yeah, we're talking about how much I love to hunt with this dog and how much fun she is for other people to hunt with. But I want to make it perfectly clear to anybody who's watching this podcast, do not buy a Belgian Malinois.
Yeah, bad idea.
It is a bad idea. Once I bought her, unfortunately, I fell in love with her, but there was 8 or 10 months where if I could have put her on a farm chasing cattle, I probably would have done it.
Those are headstrong dogs.
That is, they are too much,
Hmm.
right? So, like, if you were a handler in the military or in the police and you want to have a Malinois, you can teach them to do anything. Great. You know what you're getting into. But for the average Joe, do not buy a Belgian Malinois. Don't do it.
That's a
It's-
dog
it's
that
not
needs a
worth it.
job.
Yes.
That
That's
dog,
a dog
that
that
needs
needs
a job.
2 jobs.
Mhm.
And a dictator.
Yes. And now she does a really good job now. I mean, she's a great personal protection dog and a home protection dog, and you don't hardly have to teach him anything to do that. But you know, when I travel, you know, my wife is a city kid, but I've taught her how to shoot, and she's a pretty good shot. And so when I leave, there's a pistol that's for her. She knows how to use it, and everything's great. But after I was traveling, and I said, "Here's the pistol," and she says, "Nah, I don't need the pistol. Leave Winks." Because so that dog sleeps in the crate every night. There's no, you don't leave her out because she'll pace from the front door to the back door all night long. And she's convinced every rabbit and shadow and squirrel and whatever is there to kill you. So it's her job to defend the house. But my wife takes her and puts her in the bedroom with her. And then she just sleeps on the bed with my wife. And we joke that, like, if that's the home protection thing, like, if somebody invades the house, nobody needs a pistol. You got to go get a mop. You got to go get a mop because it's going to be a bloody
Pistols
mess.
for putting
when
him
you
out
get
of his
Yeah.
misery afterwards.
there.
Like,
Yes, to make sure
sorry
he
she
doesn't
did this to you. Bang.
Yes, make sure they
Yeah.
don't crawl out of the house.
Like, if my odds were to go up against the average person in a handgun and a Belgian Malinois, I might take the person.
I'd
Yeah.
rather go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because average people with a handgun are
Horrible.
Even a little bit
Normally-
above average, man. Like those dogs are. Ugh.
They
Normally
don't
when
miss.
When I hear that advice, just get a dog. I'm like, no, go learn to use a gun. But actually, your dog is probably better.
And
But-
she's totally fine sleeping on the bed because she's doing her job. She knows
Yes.
she's doing her job.
Yeah,
And she's
'cause
got
she-
them ears.
Because
She
she
can
just
hear
sits
everything.
because she doesn't sleep very much when I'm not here. She just stares at the door all night long. She just stares at the door.
Dogs only need about 3 hours of sleep a day.
Hmm.
Tell that to mine.
So cats make
Lazy
up for it.
punks.
Yes.
Yeah, but once again,
Oh,
Do
they're
not-
not sleeping. They're just
do
lazy.
not buy a Belgian Malinois.
They're such cute dogs, though.
Oh, she is such a pretty dog.
Oh yeah.
Such a pretty dog. And if she decides that you're on Team Winks, she loves you. And Dave, did you get to interact with her?
I did a
Just-
little bit,
Yeah.
but the way she handled herself around the kids and everything, because we all took pictures with the kids in the back of the pickup with all the birds that they shot, and we had all the dogs up there. And she loaded right up, didn't mess with the kids, nothing like that. She just, yep, this is my job. This is what
Yep.
I'm doing.
Yep. And yeah, posing on the tailgate. She knows that's part of the ritual. So
Yep.
Yeah, she does really good. So when I got her, I was the 5th owner and I got her at 18 weeks old.
Oh,
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
She did not get off to a good start. And when I got her, I met this young lady at a softball field, and I brought Dobbs with me because, like, I'm going to buy this dog unless, you know, this dog and Dobbs, you know, aren't going to get along.
Mhm.
I said, I'm probably going to buy this dog. Well, I get there, this puppy's 18 weeks old. She's got the full-size dog shock collar on this dog. And in the 40 minutes we played there, she shocked this Malinois to the point of her laying on her side 3 times.
Jesus.
And so now, and this is part of the reason I didn't hunt her last year, she doesn't really like women, and especially women built like this lady who was, 5 foot, 100 pounds. She was tiny.
Quite
She
petite.
she looks at these petite women side-eyed, and she does not like it at all. Now, guys shaped like Dave get a big boy with a beard. She's such a floozy. She just rolls over in your lap. I mean, she just loves big dudes with beards.
I have that
And-
effect.
Yes. So that's why I was asking if you got to interact with her not hunting, because if you sat down on the ground while we were there, she would have just come and piled in your lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was nothing. So
Now, Dobbs.
Mhm.
I know that instinctual they point.
Mhm.
How much did you have to work with him to?
So,
that
being
point.
that he is the 3rd bird dog that I've trained, I've learned a lot of lessons, and I've learned to really simplify it. I spend a lot of money when I buy a dog because I want to make sure that hardwired programming
Mhm.
is in there and is top notch, because I don't want to mess with a dog that won't point naturally or won't
Yeah.
retrieve naturally or has a bad temperament or whatever. So when I selected to get a wire-haired pointing Griffon, I did my research and bought him from Hun Hill Kennels, which at that point was in Oregon, the top supplier of NAVDA champions in the country. And I was on a waiting list for 2 years to get that dog.
Jesus.
And so I made sure that I got really good raw material.
Mhm.
So then what I do is it's super, super important to develop the right relationship with the dog. And Griffs they're emotional creatures. They're kind of soft. Some trainers won't even train them because it takes a lot longer to train a Griff to do something if it doesn't come naturally, because they're just so soft. You take a Labrador and they'll retrieve all day. He'll do 3 retrieves, and then he's like, "Nah, I've done this. Let's go do something. let's go do something else."
Winks.
Right? Winks. Oh, she goes until my arm falls off. Yeah, thank God for the chuck it. So he is, the perfect raw material to work with. So I spend most of the first year just developing a relationship and doing just the most basic obedience training. You're going to heel, you're going to sit, and you're going to come. That's all I need for that first year. And as long as we've got a good recall, I'm not afraid to put them on pheasants when they're a puppy.
Mhm.
As long as I've got a good recall. Now I do put them on the e-collar as soon as we've developed a relationship. I'm a big fan of the used to be Tritronics. Now it's the Garmin 600 or 660 Pro. It's that guy.
Yeah.
So this is a 3-dog unit. And then that collar will do 4 things. GPS tracking, which it just gives you a direction and a distance. You can get an extra app for your phone that'll put them on a map. I don't use that, but it'll give you a direction and a distance, because I lost my short hair for a good chunk of an afternoon one time. It'll, of course, will shock, but more importantly, it'll vibrate, so that the whole box vibrates, and it'll beep. And so as soon as they have come down, the collar goes on and the cum gets replaced with the beep. So partly because they can hear that in the wind when they can't hear me yelling. And I don't like to talk when I hunt pheasants. I like to keep it, we be as stealthy as we possibly can.
You're very quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't, and you never hear me yell at the dogs.
No.
Not one time. But so that beep, beep, beep means you got to come towards me. And if I hold it, it means you got to come all the way to me. Now the buzz, as soon as I've got a sit and a come, the next command, and it's the most important command of teaching any upland dog, is a whoa, which just means stop. I don't care what you're doing, you have to stop. So the idea is if you see them, if they're on a bird and you don't want them, they're too far away from you, you don't want them to put the bird up, you want them to whoa.
Mhm.
And so I can hit that vibrate button and he'll immediately lock up. It'll also work if he's pointing a bird, I'll reinforce the point, with the whoa command. And if he's pointing a bird and we're busy getting everybody around and he starts getting antsy, I can do that and I don't have to say a word, right? I just vibrate him. And
that was super important when we were doing our youth hunt, because a bunch of guys that have bird hunted a lot, they kind of know the deal.
They'd be in position like that.
Yeah, when you're teaching a bunch of kids, we're like, okay, everybody swing out this way. Okay, come up here a little bit. Keep your line. Everybody swing a little bit further this way.
Here's your safe angles. Here's your dangerous angles. You shoot this way. Don't shoot if it goes that way. And so we're really trying to make it's a real curated experience for the kids. And Dobbs is perfect for that because he's nice and slow. He's well mannered, and he's just perfect for that. But certainly once I have a whoa and a recall on the collar, we're ready to go. We can hunt any upland game anywhere. And then it's just a matter of, getting the dog on birds and different cover and for them to figure it out. And, but the point is I made sure I got a pheasant dog that knows way more about pheasant hunting than I do right out of the womb. And I think that's really important.
And Dobbs knows the difference between caged birds and wild birds, correct?
Correct. He tends to crowd the caged birds more, which is weird because they smell horrible compared to a wild bird. So I know he can smell them further away, but he tends to crowd the caged birds. And if a caged bird runs from him, he'll pick it up. He brought one bird to us during the hunt. One bird, like, it ran and it wasn't going to fly, and he picked it right up. And he does not do that on wild birds. He is locked up and can't move.
I think that was a bird that he handed you, and then you're like, okay, everybody ready? And you're going to toss it up, and it just fucking
died
in your hand.
Yeah.
It just flopped over and just, Gage is like, I don't think that bird's going to fly anymore.
Yeah. And I looked at it and its head's limp, and I'm like, yeah, that's
well, maybe it was Thomas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Throw it anyway.
Pull.
Yeah. So we had a real good time. Last year we shot 32 birds. This year the scent conditions weren't as good, and the birds
were hot.
It was hot, and the birds were spunky this year. They were good released birds. Sometimes those released birds get up like a Huey helicopter, and it's no challenge at all to hit them. And these guys got up and would go, and they would run on us too. We'd spin them and set them down, and they'd move. And like the birds last year, they didn't move a foot. And so I think we released 35 birds, and I think we killed 28 or 29, which is still a pretty good ratio.
I think we had 30 pheasants. 5 of them were a little bit different. And then we have 5 chuckers, and chuckers can fuck off. They're fucking assholes when you go to plant them. Jesus Christ.
They're actually, if I have to go do a released bird hunt, I prefer chuckers over pheasants.
Oh yeah.
Just because they're faster, they will move, they'll run from the dogs, and they're more of a challenge. But But yeah, we didn't do so well on the chuckers
Well,
that we released.
that kid that I was hunting with, I'm pretty sure his name was Dayton. Little bitty shit. And he's packing this little 20 gauge around, and he's small enough that I'm walking next to him. And every time I look at him, I'm staring down his barrel. And I'm like, fuck. So I have to move myself away from his gun. And Dobbs pointed on one. And I knew that the bird was there because I fucking put it there. I'm like, okay, get ready. And it's me and Dayton, and then Gage, who's another one of the Pheasants Forever members, and the kid that he's with. And Dobbs flushes, and this fucking chucker flies up like 6 fucking feet in front of us. I'm like, oh no. So I'm like high stepping backwards, trying to get out of the way of this kid's gun. And I start pulling up, and then boom, he smokes this chucker, and it falls. And I look at Dayton. He's like, did I get it? I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, well, who shot it? I was like, you did. You're the only one that shot.
And that shotgun,
there.
and that shotgun was as big as he was.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a little tiny youth 20 gauge. I mean, this kid couldn't be 4'6", but it was awesome. And Dobbs was fucking great.
Yeah,
there was a lot of woe with Carl, being that he's so young. He's fucking wiry. So he
is going to be a fantastic big field pheasant dog. I mean, I do a lot of my pheasant hunting here up in Yuma County, and we hunt a lot of cut wheat fields. And in the cut wheat, even last year in the cut wheat, because he can cover so much ground, and his points are pretty darn solid. And so he's going to be really good. He just needs a little more seasoning on him.
Oh yeah, and I think, I mean, I'm tooting my own horn here, but I think this youth hunt is a great warm up for the bird season. And then, like, if you've got a new dog, it's not like you're hunting with your buddies and you're embarrassed and everything. It's a youth hunt. It's a caged hunt. It's not a cage hunt. They're not leashed. Yeah. But we put the birds out. We know where the birds are generally. And then you can work your dog around that, and you can teach them.
Yeah. So it's a great it's a great experience for the kids. I love doing it for the dogs. We were supposed to have another young griff there. I've got a buddy with a griff that's basically the same age as Carl, just a couple months older, and that dog was supposed to be there, but they couldn't quite make it. But yeah, it's the greatest training for the dogs, and it's great training for the kids, and it's so nice to be able to drop Dobbs out there, because I don't got to worry about him ranging too far, or crushing birds, or knocking little kids over or anything.
Oh yeah,
he's perfect for that job.
Oh yeah. So the day after our youth hunt, you guys went to Kansas.
We did.
And you did real hunting.
We did real hunting on real bird numbers. The bird numbers here, Colorado and Kansas, have been garbage for about 6 years. So I think maybe we've shot 500 birds over Dobbs. 300 of them were by the time he was 4 years old, and now he's 10.
Jesus.
And so it's been some lean years. Yeah. So last year I walked 117 miles, and I killed 2 roosters and a quail, and I missed one time.
What'd you say the average was for like a wild bird?
So my experience has been, because I hunt a lot of walk-ins here in Colorado, and grateful to have them. But we typically walk 10 miles per bird on Colorado walk-ins. And when we're hunting private land, it's typically a bird per mile. It's that big a difference. But the Colorado walk-ins get hammered 3 times a weekend.
Yeah.
4 times a weekend, some of them.
It really puts it in perspective.
It really does. And
That's
you know,
elk
just
numbers.
yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh, I wish those were my elk numbers. I'm closer to one every 200 miles. Um, so yeah, we could yeah, we wouldn't talk about it after, but I'd love to come on and talk about my hunting season this year. I had a dream season. I took off from October 15th to the weekend of the youth pheasant hunt, and all I did was hunt.
Oh, well.
And I spent
Goals.
I spent almost 40 days backpacking in for elk
Oh,
during that time. So
Hmm.
that whole thing could be a totally separate podcast.
oh yeah. We
Yeah.
can definitely dive in on that
Yeah.
on another one.
Yeah.
But so you went to Syracuse?
So we went to around Syracuse and got onto some private land there, and
Which, for those that don't know, Syracuse is just across the border from Colorado.
yep, and it was nuts. It was like the great hunting here, 10 years ago. We hunted day 1, which was Sunday. We had 9 people. I hit my first 3 shots. So the limit there is 4 birds, not 3 birds like it is here in Colorado.
Hmm.
I hit either my first 3 shots or 3 out of 5. And then it took me a box of shells before I hit another one. So, but we probably saw 200 roosters,
Jesus Christ.
something like that.
That's
And
a lot of birds.
that's a lot of birds. And then we hunted Monday again with a little bit smaller group. We had 6, but we shot a 6-man limit of roosters in Kansas, and we were done by noon.
Jesus.
And there was one point there where we were pushing up to a strip of weeds, and there weren't 6 of us in position when things started to go crazy. There were 2 of us in position, and I shoot an over and under, and so I shot twice and missed, and then I reloaded and I shot twice and missed. Gentleman next to me, Mark, he emptied his gun and missed, and so we had probably 40 roosters come up in front of us. We didn't pull a single tail feather.
That's
good
like-
Lord.
That's like when I go down to shoot geese and crane down in Texas. We've got 11 guys usually with shotguns, and yeah, sure enough, that first flight of geese coming in usually is just a total clusterfuck because nobody's really ready for it. You fell asleep and they'll freaking lay down blind, or you're just like sitting here going, "Oh man, they sound like they're close," and you're not ready for the guy to say, "Kill them." You go and you look up and you go, "Oh, how many we shoot that time? About 1." Oh,
Yeah.
well, I
So there-
definitely got that one. No, I got that one. Fuck off.
This is my pheasant tool. It's a Ruger Red Label, which of course they haven't made
okay.
in many years. It's got the English stock on it. It's supposed to be faster than the Western stock. I don't know. I'll take any speed advantage I can get because I'm slow.
We need to get it on a shot timer.
Yeah.
We're gonna bust this myth.
But,
I will say that Lou is a long range shotgunner, because when we had birds flying and like nobody else would shoot, Lou's like, "Okay, got it," and fucking smokes them.
Yeah, that was fun. I toot my own horn. I made a couple really good shots
Yeah.
there on the youth hunt. I wish I would have shot that way Monday in Syracuse, because I did not. I needed a lot of help on Monday.
So, Lou, you'll either appreciate this or you'll fucking hate it. But Vince has this fantastic.
Abomination.
That is so awesome.
I love it.
Behold. In all its glory.
Side by side 12 gauge with a drilled and tapped by
Ooh.
Vince H. pick rail
Big old red
with
dot.
the Gideon. What is that?
That's the
granite.
Granite. Yeah. So red dot on a side by side, like epitome of sacrilege.
It is, but I am I am whatever it takes to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a traditionalist. Like, I love to fly fish, but I'll drown a worm if I can't catch them on a fly because I don't
Oh,
care.
I love
I'm about getting it done.
I love fly fishing too. Don't do it nearly enough. But
Not
the time
nearly
I
enough.
watched a buddy I was elk hunting with chucking and this is, I mean, we weren't in the gold medal area, but this is up 11 Mile Canyon. You fly fished up there, I assume.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Several times.
but this dude from Missouri is just out there with a little spinner rod chucking yellow rooster tails in there, catching more damn fish than I've seen anybody catch up there. It's right, Adam's like, motherfucker.
So I do have. Here's a picture. Can you share my screen, or do I need to do it?
There you
I
go.
got it.
So there we go. So
Dave,
I got it.
Okay.
So here's Dobbs and Winks over a pile of pheasants in Syracuse.
Nice. That's fucking awesome.
Yep. Yeah, it was one of my top 10 pheasant days ever. So
Well, that's great. Now, back in your younger years, and Mike, this is where you come in. You were a waterfowler.
Mhm. Yeah, so I grew up on the Western Slope in Montrose, and I was the kid during high school. I would have decoys and a shotgun in my truck,
Mhm.
and I would either hunt before school or after school.
Mhm.
And the waterfowling down there wasn't horrible. It is now horrible. It's really tough to get on birds down there now. Pheasant hunting too. It used to have great pheasant hunting between Montrose and Delta, and you can't find a pheasant now. But yeah, so I when I grew up, it was waterfowl and elk. That's because that's what my dad hunted, so that's what I hunted, and had just the honor of growing up with one of the best Labradors, like just natural river dogs that you could imagine. And we did a lot of our hunting on the Gunnison River, which even during the winter can run 800, 900, CFM or CFS, whatever they measure that at. So it's a legit river.
Mhm.
And we'd shoot ducks, and if they didn't land in the decoys, that dog that I grew up with, she would leave the dogs in the decoys and go, or leave the dead ducks in the decoys, and she'd immediately go out and get the ducks in the current. And there were times when, she'd get out there and get swept down around the corner, and we wouldn't see her for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, here she'd come, back up with a duck. And she did that hundreds of times. Just an amazing gun dog. But yeah, so that's how I grew up, was in the duck blind. And then where my dad hunted elk, it was 21 switchbacks and 2,300 vertical feet, and had to be there an hour before the sun came up. And I started that at about going with him at about age 12. And so, yeah, but it was a wonderful way to grow up. But I don't chase ducks very much anymore. I think I went twice last year. Once I was invited to go with somebody else. And it's tough. I find it to be really tough here.
So, Mike,
I wouldn't say it's tough, but it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It depends on where you go. I've been hunting 11 Mile basically since I started duck hunting. My first duck hunt was at 11 Mile. I just went on Sunday. So my first year, I was learning how to decoy, and then my second year, I was learning how to call, and my third year, I'm learning how to use the boat. Because if you go out there, and what I've noticed is sometimes, like if it's a nice day, they just don't want to fly. They want to sit where they're sitting, and they want to eat all day, and that's fine. They flew all night, and they're hungry. They just covered 800 miles. They're hungry. That's fine. Yep. I get that. That's why I get out in the boat and I go chase them where they're hungry. I found if they don't fly, the boat is great because the islands at 11 Mile, I can go out there and I can row around them, paddle around them, and most of them tend to spook off. But I've gotten my first geese out there because they didn't expect somebody with a shotgun to come rowing up at them. And I've gotten several ducks around the islands because
Nice.
they didn't expect somebody in a boat to come up rowing at them and shooting at them.
Yep.
So yeah, if usually by like 9 o'clock, 9:30, if nothing happens with the decoys, I will just pack them up and go get in the boat because I only usually hunt half days. I don't like being out there all day long.
No, not when the best hunting is, the first 2 hours in the morning and the last 45 minutes in the evening.
Exactly.
A long, boring day.
You get out there, you decoy for 2 hours. If nothing happens, you get out in the boat and you go make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did on Sunday, except I didn't do the decoys. My alarm woke me up at 4 a.m. and I was like, all right, perfect. Gonna go hunt ducks. Just gonna hit this snooze button real quick. Woke up at 6 a.m. and I was like, oh shit.
Somehow I managed to hit the snooze button 10 times.
I must have hit the off button by mistake. I don't know, but woke up at 6. The sun was like just barely peeking. I was like, oh god damn it.
Yep.
So
I
just went up and rode.
I've got two, 1970s aluminum canoes. And one of my favorite ways to hunt ducks now is to put that into the Gunnison River in Delta and then to float downstream. And there's a wildlife refuge there, which you can hunt on, but floating through it and then down into the sandstone canyons until you're like 12 miles below Delta. That is a lot of fun. And oftentimes the shooting is really pretty good because you get into so many places that, guys can't get in there to decoy them and they can't get in there to jump them. But you come floating around the corner in the canoe and you can get in some pretty good shooting that way.
Is your
That
canoe
sounds
a drone?
amazing. How do you get back?
So it takes two trucks, and you have to put one down at where you're going to take out, and
That's
and
what I was afraid of.
they both. Well, let me know if you're up for that kind of adventure. I don't say no very often.
I'm 100% in.
Yep. Yeah. And it's it is a lot of fun, and both my dogs are perfectly capable of retrieving in and out of the canoe. So
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a trick.
So when they're puppies, I take the canoe out and I leave it in the backyard, and I feed them inside the canoe pretty often, and we play in the canoe. And then as soon as they're good swimmers, I throw them in there and off we go. And I can throw a dummy, and they can't figure out how to get out for the first couple times, so you just pick them up and chuck them out. And when they come back to the canoe, they can't. When they first are learning, they don't know how to get in and out, and so they just swim up alongside, and you grab them by the collar, grab them by the butt, and drag them in. And eventually, they learn that when they come up, they can put their paws up, and then you just push their head down and put your hand underneath their butt and flip them in.
That makes sense.
And I've done that. I've done that on big reservoirs and a bunch on the Gunnison, and it works great.
So
I told you needed a dog, Mike.
I do. I do want a dog. A dog would really, really help me because then I don't have to go swimming to chase my birds.
Yeah.
And I don't have to lose my birds either. Like I could take the dog dove hunting and then send the dog to go look for the damn dove underneath the tree instead of me poking around for it.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Wait. Sam needs a beaver dog.
Oh, mother.
I do.
Do I have just the Malinois for you?
You know what?
Man.
How much is it to rent?
That's
I'm
amazing.
sure we could teach her to track and retrieve beaver pretty fast.
Probably. You just got to get her in there so they don't fucking sink first.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the first year I hunted duck, I got a couple, I got varied species, only got one mallard. Maybe one or two, I don't remember. But I got them on the river that I won't name. because people like fishing that river, and I like pissing them off with my shotgun. Anyway, so this year, like last year was about the same. We went out, the boats were new to us. Sam and I took his canoe out. I took my kayak that I bought last year out. I just got a used sit on top fishing kayak, which works phenomenally for ducks, I have to say. And we went out there and we tried to chase the mallards around on the lake, and they weren't having it, but we did end up shooting a whole bunch of coot, a couple of buffleheads, stuff like that.
A lot
But
of
this
coot.
year, man, yeah, a lot of coot. This year, I've shot nothing but mallards and those 5 geese that I've taken, which I'd never shot a goose before. So the fact that I have geese, and not only do I have geese in the freezer, I have ducks in the freezer. Like, this has never happened before.
That's
This
awesome.
year has been way better than the last couple of years have been. And maybe it's just because I'm learning and getting better at it and finding tactics and methods that are actually working. And maybe it's the birds are slightly cooperating better than they did last year, because last year was just atrocious. Apparently they didn't start really migrating till like mid-January last year.
Yeah, and we've had some good cold weather north of here to
Mhm.
move birds, and then it's been so mild here that there's not a reason for them to push out and go further south.
Exactly.
So I can see where it's setting up to be a good duck season here.
Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to the lake being closed on, because that's in the South Park area, the South Park whatever.
Flyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Special flyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So they close that at the end of November every year, and then they reopen it on Christmas Day every year. So like for the first 3.5 weeks of December, I have to go hunt Pueblo Reservoir. And I've taken a couple of ducks off of Pueblo, but I have not taken any mallards. I missed a shot on a redhead last year.
Ooh.
What really intrigued me was that on the south shore of Pueblo, in all those rocks and stuff that they have there, I have seen, like, I'll get within 100 yards and a sandhill crane will just take off from the rocks and leave. And I'm like, man, can I get close enough?
Yeah. A sandhill crane hunt, in the Panhandle or something is a bucket list hunt that I definitely want to do.
Yeah, Sam's over there
That's-
smiling like he
that's
hasn't
this
done
guy.
it for the last 3 years.
Right there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it the natural way from a boat.
I do
But-
it the natural way. You go to Texas, shell out way too much money,
Mhm.
and that's about it.
Yeah, that's the natural
So
way.
great. Yeah, that is the natural way. This is the way it was meant to be.
But the more I get into bird hunting, the more I want to try other bird hunting. I've gone to South Dakota a couple years in a row now for pheasants and not been real successful there because various reasons. Mostly, you knock one down on the road and they run off into private land and can't retrieve them. But I've always been an airplane nerd. I really like airplanes, and it turns out birds are extremely similar. They all have their little quirks and like
Mhm.
identifying marks, and I find myself looking up and being like,
So
those
Mike-
are drakes and hens, or that's I'll identify that bird. I'll identify that bird. And then
Yep,
not
that's
only
my
that,
free
but shooting
duck.
them down. That's my free duck right there.
I still remember the first time being out pheasant hunting, and one jumped up in front of me, and I pulled up and shot, and I missed. And my dad was like, "Did you identify that as rooster?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh. All I can remember from my early years of pheasant hunting was just hand. Just everybody yelling hand. It's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, fucking K." And then you back up a couple steps and you turned out were stepping on a bird. And
Yeah. Dobbs, the first day, no, it was the second day in Kansas. He pointed 2 birds that were within, 4 feet of hunters. And you
Jesus.
look at them and they go, "What?" And I'm like, "You better pay attention." And they, step over and out comes a bird.
The first time I went up to South Dakota, we went out onto Nick Dooley's property from AR-15 podcast, and we're all walking in lines. Me, Dooley, Garth, and
Golf.
Goff. And this was my real first experience with pheasants. Rooster pops up out of the bush, and I was so awestruck because it was so pretty. And I core memory right here. I hear Garth scream, "Rooster!" And everybody turns to shoot, and I'm just like, "Oh, pretty."
Pretty bird.
His head fell off.
Mhm.
That's horrible. So, yeah, if there was a time we could make a float the river trip happen, I'd be into that.
All right, let's see. The pheasant hunting is awfully good this year. I don't know if I'm going to take a weekend out of that to go chase ducks, but I'm always
I don't
looking for
blame
somebody to. I'm always looking for somebody to go do that trip with me. So,
I'm down.
yep. All right. How are you on duck and goose decoys?
I have 20. So on the Facebook pages, I see these questions pop up all the time. Like, how many decoys do you guys run? Or how big's your spread? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've got 20 decoys. So I run 20 decoys. And that tends to get a lot of laughs. I got a dozen from my dad. I got a dozen from my sister. And 4 of them ended up either coming broken or being broken in the process of me hauling them around. But I also have 2 Mojo spinners. I only usually put 1 in because I'm lazy. And like for 20 decoys, 1 spinner's probably fine.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got 6 dozen duck decoys and 2 or 3 dozen goose shells. And if you are interested in them, all you have to do is meet me at the storage unit, and they're yours.
Damn, dude, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My sister gave me all of her shells, and she's like, "Yeah, turns out I don't really like goose all that much." And I was like, "Well, that's a shame."
You said you shot 5. That's about my limit in geese that I could eat in a year. They're not bad, and the way that I like to eat them is I take the breasts and throw them in the crock pot, and then basically make it into like a sloppy Joe.
Pulled goose, man.
Pulled
goose is just
with a spicy barbecue sauce.
Yes,
it is really
it is
good.
so good.
It is so good. But 5 geese is
spaghetti.
about all I'm going to eat in a year.
I haven't tried them other than pulled goose, and Sam keeps telling. I got 2 breaths off of one of them most recently. Took them out with the skin on to his recommendation. The others I tried. The other 4 I genuinely gave it a shot to leave the skin on.
It's hard.
And I just tore the skin
Yep.
And I was like, well, I guess I'll try on the next one, and just try on the next one. And
So my favorite way to eat duck, and you can do this with the goose too. You just got to kind of slice the breast, but you take the duck breasts and you hammer them with a mallet until you can see light through them.
Mhm.
And then, salt and pepper or whatever spices you want. And then you just fry them 30 seconds on a side in a hot skillet, cast iron with some oil. And then that it shrinks down to the perfect size of a sandwich. And you just,
Ooh.
and
That sounds amazing.
that's the best. And I've eaten a lot of duck that way. And that's my favorite.
I like making bulgogi with mine. And it's not hard. You just get a good bulgogi sauce from the store. Finding a good bulgogi sauce is harder than making
It's harder. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mike's a weeb. He spent a lot of time in Japan.
And bulgogi's a Korean dish. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
He can't
Yes.
tell them apart.
Yeah.
I can. Dave can't. Anyway.
Well, whether it comes to ducks or
Speciesist.
geese or pheasants or whatever it is, I'm in it for the meat.
Mhm.
I've been blessed to shoot some pretty good size elk and some decent deer, and but I'm in it for the meat. I love to cook it, and
Yeah.
and if
same.
I could just eat game meat all year, that's what I'd do.
Same.
Speaking of that, what's your favorite way to eat pheasant?
Yes, that was my next question. Thank you, Dave.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep the whole bird. A lot of guys will just breast them.
Mhm.
The
That's
breast
the
meat,
breast way.
yeah, the breast meat is not the best meat on a pheasant. It's all the other
Legs.
meat, but it's hard to get to.
Mhm.
So I'll take the breasts out, and then I'll typically cube them up, fry them, and so once again, go to the skillet, fry them up with butter and whatever your favorite seasonings are. I tend to like the Asian seasonings on them, and then shoot, most of those just make it into a burrito of some sort. They just get wrapped in a tortilla somehow. But then that leaves you with the thighs, the back, and whatever's left of the rib cage. You can take the whole thing and put it in the crock pot and cook it until the meat falls off. These 8 birds I came home with this last weekend, I did not, after I breasted them, I didn't keep that part of the bird. I just kept the back and the thighs and the legs, and then I braised them.
Mhm.
And I literally just used, this time I just used mild paste salsa. And so you brown them real quick, and then you just bury them in the salsa, put it on low, and let it sit there for 2 hours. And when you're done, you can just pick all the little tendons and everything out. And then I made pheasant salad sandwiches like you would a chicken salad.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh,
And so yeah, that's what these latest ones turned into.
nice.
Okay.
Mhm.
I've heard a
They're-
lot
they're-
of like pheasant casserole.
I'm not I'm just not a casserole guy.
Yeah.
You can also take you can take the whole bird and throw them on the smoker. And
Ooh.
if you do that, you brine them. You brine them overnight. Doesn't really matter what the brine is. It's just a brown sugar brine is what I
Yeah.
use. And then smoke them, and then pull all the meat when you're done smoking them. That is really, really good.
That sounds really good.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I either
Yeah.
need to go to bed or buy a smoker.
Buy the smoker.
If I
Call it a
stay up
Christmas
any
present.
longer, I'm going to be in trouble.
Do you do any pheasant hunting in the South Republican State Wildlife Area?
I do. As a matter of fact, it's really good.
We've hunted deer out there a couple of times, and I've been looking around like, I bet
That
there
is
might be
one
pheasants
of the,
here.
in terms of WMAs that are managed for pheasants, that's probably the best one in the state in terms of the habitat that they have. That because they grow corn on it.
Mhm,
There's 2 pivots out there,
mhm.
and they cut that corn, and it leaves a lot of food. There's good, windrows out there, and a lot of good tall native grasses. It can be a great spot.
Well, if you ever want company, I'm down to do that too. Because
All right.
it'd be nice not to go to South Dakota.
Dude,
I want to go to South Dakota. But
I have never been. I'm afraid to go because I might not come home.
pheasant capital of the world.
Yeah,
Right
it is. One of my good buddies is going to Montana this week, and he's going to hunt on one of the Indian reservations there, and it's like $250 a day,
Mhm.
but you can shoot 3 pheasants, 3 prairie chickens, and 3 something in the grouse species. And they're like, yeah, you'll get an opportunity to shoot at all of them in any given day. So I'm excited to hear what he says. Go in there, because that sounds like kicking the pants to me.
oh yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mike, won't you hunt pheasants with a dog? You will never do it any other way. It is
Well,
insane.
my dad, and I realize this is caged hunting, but my dad took me to Rocky Mountain Roosters a couple times,
Mhm.
and his at the time he had both dogs, but he has since lost the older one. But both of them were out running around. They weren't pointing very well. I don't think he has trained them to point. I think they're waterfowl or
They're
dove
labs,
dog.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get a pointing lab, but they're kind of rare and kind of expensive.
Yeah. Sadie was the older one, and she would just like if a bird flushed up, she would like chase it. Like, no, I can't shoot that bird because you're nipping at its feathers right here, you
Mhm.
ding dong. But
That's
then
my
I
free
downed
dog.
one, and it was running around in a field and trying to get away from him. And the two of them worked together to chase it down. And
So
Katie,
much fun to watch.
it was really fun to watch. And that's when I realized, that's when it clicked that I'm doing this bird thing all wrong. I'm having to do the work after I shoot it. What I really need is an indentured servant to bring me
Yes.
socks.
Yes, you need a Dobby or a Winky.
I do.
Yeah, to help you with that job.
I have a friend I work with, and her ultimate goal is to breed her lab. And, we've talked about when she gets to that point, then I can get a dog from her. I haven't been in a rush since, though. So,
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, Dave, I 100% agree. Like, hunting without a dog kind of sucks unless I'm in the boat. And even then, like, I could probably train a dog to sit in the boat in front of me,
Mhm.
and then, all right, I'm going to go
Yeah.
chase these birds. You go get that one.
So the breed you're looking for is called a Boykin Spaniel. It's an American breed, comes out of Louisiana, and the Cajuns down there wanted a dog that was small enough that could ride in the airboat, but would be crazy for feathers. So they're literally spaniel size, so 35 pounds, but they were literally bred to sit on the boat and retrieve ducks.
They
So-
are adorable.
A Boykin Spaniel. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is such a pretty dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if I sent this to my wife and daughter, they would both be like,
You could
yeah,
get this done.
yeah, let's get a dog.
Yep. So there's an example of another, purpose-built specialist hunting dog, and their
Mhm.
thing is retrieving ducks, even though they're tiny. And apparently the Boykins all think that they're, 100-pound Chesapeakes.
Much bigger dogs.
Yeah, they think they're giants and they're fearless. But yeah, when I
That's kind of what they look like, is Chesapeake's bred with spaniels.
miniaturized.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool dogs.
I bet I could convince some people. I mean,
Mhm.
the family wants a lab more than anything, but why do a 65-pound dog when I can do a 35-pound
35-pound
dog and
dog.
get the same
Mhm.
thing done?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man,
Yep.
this
I've
is
I've never hunted over a Boykin. I've met a couple, and they were all great little dogs, great personalities. I have not hunted over one though, and I've hunted over a lot of different dogs, including, straight from France, poodle pointer, which just looks like a normal poodle on stilts. But that dog was a great waterfowl dog too.
nice.
But yeah, someday I will own a Boykin, just because they seem like they're just super cool dogs.
Mhm. Raggle Fraggle asks, what breed would you recommend for doves? And I imagine it'd be like a retrieving dog, right?
Yeah. So, so the problem you get here in Colorado is that we've got so many horrible weeds that the breeds that I would recommend, they get burrs in them, right? So
Mhm.
the spaniel breeds are perfect for that. Nothing wrong with a Labrador. Shot hundreds and hundreds of doves over Labradors. You do want to stay away. I mean, if you're not going to do any upland hunting, you definitely want to stay away from, the short hairs or the the griffs. Yeah, I wouldn't even do a griff. So part of the reason with dove hunting is the trick with that is it's September and it can be 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And a dog like Dobbs, he does not like to hunt when it's above 55 degrees
because he's got so much hair, he gets too hot.
Yeah, he would rather it be 10 degrees with a 15-mile-an-hour wind. Then he's just happy. But yeah, the safe answer is a Labrador. But it'd be fun to do that over, some of the retrieving spaniels.
Nice.
I was speaking of Burlington. I actually do my annual dove hunt out there every year. This year was the best year that I've had as well, because last year I figured out I was doing it wrong and went to the very east side to where you can piss on Kansas. And I found a tree right next to where everybody camps, right on the ponds there. And I just sat on that tree all day and shot them as they came into the tree. And then couldn't find a couple of them in the thick underneath the tree. And that pissed me off because I was like, I know it went down right here. Where the hell is it?
And it's tough. Doves don't carry a lot of scent. And I really don't like. I'm spinning. Oh, I'm back. Okay. I really don't like my retrieving dogs to start on doves because the feathers come out of them so easily that a dog that isn't bird crazy, they pick them up and all the feathers fall out in their mouth, and then they snort them back further, and it can turn into a mess.
Yeah.
So I like to make sure that my bird dogs have done other birds before they do dove.
Okay.
It seems like they're super simple, but their feathers come out so quickly, so easily, that the dogs will end up with just a mouthful of feathers and they're trying to cough it all out. And they're just so distracted at that point that, the bird is lost. And so, just doves are trickier than they look from a retrieving standpoint. I guess that's the point.
Yeah, that's true from the human perspective too. I mean, a lot of people are like, shoot the dove. Okay, shot the dove. Now you have to find the dove and the brush fell in. That's the real game.
Yep. Yeah. You spend a lot of time doing that.
I remember doing that a lot as a kid. I would find more doves than my dad would shoot and lose one. We had this lady that hunted with us. She was a friend of my grandfather's. She would shoot and lose one. My grandfather would shoot and lose one. And I was always the one to, there it is. It's gotten better now that with the advent of GoPros.
Yeah, I think
you can shoot the dove with the GoPro and then all right, I lost it. Let's look at the film and find out exactly where it fell and go from there. Because a lot of us, I've talked about this before, but a lot of us, when we go bird hunting like that, we make the fatal mistake of shooting a bird and taking our eyes off of it and shooting another bird instead of watching where that first bird fell. Because if you watch where it fell, it's much easier to find it.
Much easier to find it. Yeah.
I think the correct breed for retrieving doves is a 7-year-old human child.
Also an indentured servant.
That was my job when I was young. I retrieved a lot of doves.
I bring my daughter out there every time, and she didn't dress appropriately.
Dad, I'm cold.
Right? So I woke up at right before sunrise or whatever, and so I could be out there around first light. I wake her up slightly and say, "Hey, Daddy's going to go hunt." She's like, "Okay." I was like, "When you come out, make sure you put on all your coat, your pants, and everything so that you don't get cold." Okay. What does she do? Comes walking out in her pajamas. I'm like, so then we're sitting there underneath this tree watching this other dead tree. And she starts to shiver. She's like, "Daddy, I'm getting cold." And I'm like, "Yeah, because you didn't put your shit on." And she's like, "Yeah, I know." Okay, next time do that.
How about you hike back there and then put your shit on and then come find me?
You saw the picture of my 8-year-old daughter out there standing around in her pajamas. with gloves. She put gloves on. I mean, she thought ahead, but besides that,
PPE, man.
Yep.
Do you have you used any dove decoys when you're out?
I did once or twice, and I see a lot of the other hunters out there that have the same idea I do. You know, they sit in the trees and they put their decoys out
Mhm.
and, you know, put the decoys in the field or on the fence or whatever, and then, you know, just shoot the birds as they come by. I found that they really like this tree. And if I pointed out the tree to you, you'd be like, yeah, I get that. So I sit underneath another tree that's like 30 yards away and just wait for them to come to that tree or near that tree. And then I drop them from there.
Yep. Yeah, I've had really good luck with just a couple, you know, decoys on a bare branch or on a on the barbed wire fence, and it'll take those birds that are just too far away to shoot and bend them close enough to you that you can shoot them. But you know, it's kind of like decoying ducks, right? If everybody is doing it the same way, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you've got
catch on. Like
sometimes you've got to do something different. Like I don't know how many ducks I've killed over two duck decoys. Quite a few, right? When everybody's putting out the big, huge spreads and the birds are starting to get wise to it, I'll throw out two hens and have done better than I would have if I would have put out the giant spread.
I feel like the 20 that I have, I mean, I would absolutely take more. One for replacements, two for, you know, some of the bigger hunts. Like I take buddies out, and I can get buddies out there helping set up decoys, and we could do a big spread. But just when it's just me, I like taking that single bag of decoys up with me because it's portable. I don't have to. I'm not like, oh shit, I have too much things. I need less things.
No, if you're good, if you want to put out a big spread, you need help, or else you just, because you can't haul it all, and you know, putting it all out and picking it all up just takes too long. But
like I see things on Instagram about I see things on Instagram about guys like getting up at like 3 a.m, getting out there and setting up for hours, and I'm like, the fuck are y'all doing? I went out there with 20 and I'm killing ducks. Like,
well, they're killing more ducks.
I mean, they've got more people.
Yeah.
But I've got birds in my freezer. That's all I care about.
You're getting it done.
Let me ask you, is there any waterfowl species that you're like, wow, that was disgusting and I don't ever want to eat that again?
So we had the rule growing up that if I shot it, I had to eat it. So I've only shot one merganser because that was horrible. And
there's a reason I brought this up.
My father made me eat both breasts of the merganser that I shot. Some people actually like coot. I don't like coot.
Coot is coot. I don't like it. Coot is food.
Yes, coot.
We're in this for food.
Coot might be calories, but those calories taste like mud and fish. But really, there's not another duck. I mean, a bufflehead or a goldeneye are probably next on the not so tasty list, but you get beyond them, you know, they're all pretty serviceable. You know, my favorites are mallard, widgeon, and teal. I could eat mallard, widgeon, and teal for a long time and be super happy.
What cracked me up was how similar mallard tasted to crane. It was like the ribeye of the sky, but smaller.
But smaller ribeyes.
These all just sound like Bond villains to me.
So
Bufflehead.
I earlier this year I went out and on a 2-day hunt I shot a drake and a hen mallard, and then the next day I shot 3 more mallards, I think 2 hens and a drake, and then took the boat out. I got the 5 birds over my decoys. So, well, actually, I take that back. I got the 3 birds that morning over the decoys. I got the 2 birds the night before stalking them.
Jump shooting ducks is a lot of fun.
It really is.
It really is.
I'm not good at it.
I have belly crawled a lot of miles to
See,
jump
guys,
that.
see,
Yep.
these motherfuckers
Yeah,
made
yeah,
fun
no,
of
I
me
know.
for doing
No,
that. But
it
I
is a-
was definitely, I did more low crawling than I did in the military. It was
Oh,
ridiculous.
That is a fun way to shoot.
I
ducks.
was talking to Lou at our youth hunt, and I was like, "This fucking guy, he fucking low crawls the fucking ducks," and he's like, "I've belly crawled a lot." And I was like, "Oh, I was trying to talk shit, but
No,
I've
no.
discovered validation.
Yes.
So, yeah, I jump shot those 2 ducks and I got them with 1 spread. So, whatever. The next morning, I shot 3 more. The 2 hens came in and I just bang, bang, dropped them both as they were floating into the decoys. And then the drake came in a little bit later. And as he was swooping around for his downwind leg, I dropped him. And then, like I said, the flying stopped. They stopped coming in. And so I took the boat out and went looking.
Change
I got upon-
tactics. Yeah.
Exactly. So I came upon these. Everything I got with. I'm fairly certain that the buffleheads and the golden eyes up there remember me because they're not letting me anywhere near them. But there were these 2 that let me pretty close, and I split them up. One went that way, one went that way, and I just picked that one, shot it, went over to pick it up because I wasn't 100% sure what kind of duck it was. I just knew it wasn't a mallard, so I knew I was golden there. It was a merg. And I was like, okay, cool, a merg. I guess I'll eat this. I'm not thrilled about it because I'd shot one a couple years ago too, and I tried that. I don't remember how I made it, but it wasn't like a great recipe, but it was edible. The taste was fine. It was edible to me. So I was like,
Mhm.
all right, let's give this a shot. So what I did was took the breasts. I saved one for a couple days, but I took one breast and I made an omelet with it. I just cubed it up with spices and fried it a little bit in the oil before I put the egg in and had a merg omelet, and it was fantastic. So
Oh, wow.
I would shoot a merg again and eat an omelet
Yeah.
with it.
No, I'm done. I'm passing on merg.
well,
My brother, the fish cop, he or the fish squeezer, we call him. He also down talks fish eating ducks. I
Mhm.
haven't had a problem with the buffleheads I've shot. I've not gotten a golden eye, so I can't tell you. But
Mhm.
the wood ducks have been delicious. The teal have been delicious. The
Wood
mallards are
ducks.
absolutely
Wood
amazing.
ducks are right up there too. Yep, they're up there with teal and widgeon. Yep.
speaking of Squeezer, he messaged me about my elk hunt.
Oh,
Mhm.
What'd you do this time?
So back to the whole, I don't mean to derail so much, but he was explaining to me, he said that Unit 49 isn't antler restricted because it takes so many points to draw. So most guys aren't interested in shooting a spike when it takes so many points to draw. So it's pretty much self-limiting. Examples like Unit 201, no one in the right mind is going to shoot a spike after dropping 27 points on a tag. Unit 201 is not antler restricted, so
that's fair.
But he said that there's antler restrictions in over-the-counter units to allow spikes to actually mature. Which, yeah, that's fair. So a little bit of housekeeping on my end, I guess.
A spike would be like a forkhorn, right? Like
just
age
No,
wise.
just
Well, I know,
spike.
just 2 spikes, but like age wise, only
year and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Spike is
smaller than a full grown one, but like still hundreds of pounds of meat. I'd shoot a spike in a heartbeat.
We know.
I'm hungry.
I wasn't wasting 6 fucking points on a
I don't-
damn spike.
I'm not judging you. Like,
Yeah, I know. But
and really, I'm the one worried about being judged. Like, you're the one doing it. Like, hey, I would like to make the most use out of this. And
when you draw your tag next year, let me know how it goes.
I will.
When it's the second day and you're lined up and you're like, oh, no. But
Well, you from the sounds of it, it wasn't like they weren't around. You just
No, and I mean, a lot of it's on my end. I didn't get to hunt the whole season, so
Right.
I can't bitch. But you know,
Have you shot an elk before?
oh yeah,
he shot
Okay.
an elk a mile from his house.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I was going to say if you haven't shot an elk, you shoot the first legal one you see.
oh yeah,
You don't know two bits about it. Every elk is a trophy. So yeah, if you're if it's your first elk hunt and all you see is the tiny little raghorn bull, if he's legal, you do not pass him. You shoot him because it could be 10 more years before you get another opportunity.
That's exactly what I was. I mean, not the same mentality. I didn't think it was going to be 10 years, but you know, I had a mule deer tag when we went up there, and I was like, I'm coming back with some meat. And
Yep.
so I found a fork horn and I shot a fork horn, and guess what? I came back with meat. I'm happy.
you're
Yeah,
the
the-
only
the-
motherfucker came back with meat.
You guys got a liver.
The average in
Yeah.
Colorado on public land, hunters kill one every 9 years.
One elk every
Jesus
9 years.
Christ.
One bull every 9 years. If that's what you do, if you just hunt bulls in an over-the-counter unit, which is where I've shot most of my bulls, that the statistic is that it's 9 or 10 years you'll get one.
Man,
Well, we can definitely dive into that
Mhm.
on another like
Those are rookie numbers.
hooved.
Those are rookie numbers.
Got to pump those
episode.
numbers up.
this
Oh,
this
yeah.
was
We could get into that, but Lou, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, no problem. I had a great time, guys. I'd love to come back. I could talk
Yeah.
on
Oh yeah,
a dozen
That
different topics. So
That
whenever
just
you
shows
need.
your poor judgment.
Yeah.
yeah. I want to keep talking ducks though, and pheasants and birds.
Well, you do that in your own private group chat.
Do you have signal, Lou?
I'll set 'em
I do
up.
not, but
I'll set them up.
I can get
All
set up. Yep.
All right. Well, yeah,
All right.
definitely. Thanks for coming on, man. I really enjoyed talking birds with you. I know these dudes really enjoyed staring at their phones, wondering about birds.
I'm staring at my phone at all hardly. That's called being rude. Well, thank you for coming on. We
Well,
loved
thank
it.
you, guys.
We loved having you. If you're out there listening, leave us a review. I will hire a gang of hitmen to come to your house and eat your merganser. That is
That's
a
not
threat.
a threat.
Oh,
That
yes,
is
it
a
is.
threat.
You eat my gross birds.
Email us at contact@lghpodcast.com. I'll send you some stickers. They're cool stickers. They're nice stickers. They are appropriate stickers.
This is my favorite.
Very
sticker.
appropriate stickers.
That's the
Vince-
sticker that's on my.
But
my
besides the
Prado.
stickers, support the sport and take a buddy hunting. If you like that buddy, tell them about our show. If you don't like that buddy, give his doggy a sock. Hit us up at lghpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and let's go hunt.
Oh, goodness me. I have no idea what to do a show title on that one.
I
Species
like
is-
Beaver Dog, fan of two holes.
Fan of two holes.
Well, that'll do it. Good night, people.
Oh boy.
Mm.
And-
Mm.